welcome to the Studio PTBO podcast. We are back, and we are back with another guest. We had like a ton of great guests on the show, and Electric City Rob's episode still hasn't aired. So that's why I said we had a ton of awesome guests.
Poor Rob. It's not on the cutting room floor, but it will
it's
be
there.
here.
It's there. We're just keeping it. We're keeping it for a rainy day. But in the meantime, we have Erin Marshall in the studio.
Hey.
Full Tilt
snowy
Cycle. Yeah, exactly. It's really snowy today. Welcome to Studio PTBO.
Thank you so much for having me. I am so freaking proud of you and you, both of you. This studio is so beautiful and cozy, and I'm so
feel
happy
at
to
home
be
whenever
here.
I'm here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
It's like comfort food, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want more. I want to
Yeah.
listen. I want to watch. I want all the good energy.
Good. Wow. This is a big endorsement for our set. We've got Cabby endorsing our set, and now Erin Marshall. Yeah.
Love it.
It's exciting.
So we're calling this the Finding Erin Marshall episode. And
Sarah,
it's going to be all about Erin and her journey and her backstory and the hustle and how she got to here.
So take it away. Give me, the Spark Notes version within less than a minute of who you are, what you do, why you do it, what businesses do you run, all that good stuff.
Okay, cool. I'm born and raised in Peterborough. Love it here. And I grew up and had so many different jobs. And I love to talk about my marketing jobs. And I go back and I want to really talk about my marketing jobs in this podcast. But I went to be a teacher, and that was awesome. I love teaching. But I felt like I was almost living in the closet for my entrepreneurship business mind, and I had to break free from it. And I got involved with network marketing. I actually ran basketball camps before that. And most recently, I've opened Full Tilt Cycle Studio with my partner, Sadie Kavanaugh. And I got a lot of cool things going on, and it's because of the community and everybody in this town who supports all of us in all our ventures. So happy to be here.
I love the
Crushing
sweatshirt
it.
Full Tilt Nation. That's
Thank
cool.
you.
Is
How do
that-
I get one?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have got you one. Sorry.
How do I become an influencer for
How do I
Full Tilt
become an
Nation?
influencer? Yeah. No,
It's
and let's start there. Let's start with influencer marketing, because I love what you're doing at Full Tilt.
Thank
you. You guys are you've gone all in on social media. You're pumping out content. You have somebody filming right now. This is amazing. So tell me what your thought process was when you started. We'll start at Full Tilt, which is kind of like the most recent portion of the journey, and then we're going to work backwards.
Cool.
So let's start with Full Tilt. What is it? What can people expect? How have you decided to market the brand? It's really, out there, really vibrant. Tell me about the brand.
Awesome. Full Tilt is we use the word magical a lot. We have this space. We had this idea. I saw a few brands that I absolutely love that were crushing it in big, huge towns. The reason we called it Full Tilt, because Sadie and I both sat down and we're like, are we going to do this? Let's go freaking full tilt in this. And it came together in 3 or 4 months. It was quick.
Yeah,
and,
it was really quick.
It was really,
it seemed
really
like it was
quick.
overnight.
Yeah.
All of a sudden
It
you
was
said to
as
me
close to overnight as you
Yeah,
can get for a business,
totally.
because of a lot of local supporters and people we know in this marketplace. Our bikes move and tilt, so we are. I think we're maybe 1, 2, or 3 people in Canada who use the Real Rider cycle bike. So they're different. I have no experience in cycle, and I love to tell people that, because some people are like, "What?" I play basketball and soccer, other sports, but no spin. But when I'd go to these cool big franchises, it was people say, and I experienced this too. It's like being in a nightclub. It's like being at you guys know this, like a personal development conference or like a Tony Robbins or one of those type big events. And you feel like you lost 10 pounds because you're sweating and you're not drinking or doing anything bad.
Yeah.
The endorphins are crazy. It's 30 or 45 minutes and it's special. It's some people call it their therapy session.
I love it.
And it's the music, it's powerful. And so we decided to bring that to Peterborough, make our own brand, do our own thing. And it's flourished and we're so happy we've created this culture.
So how did you, so community got behind it like they do, Peterborough.
Yeah.
They collaborate on everything. And how did you use social media to quickly spread the word? Because it seemed, like Cody was right, it seemed very organic. Did you bring on influencers or was it really just your ecosystem?
No, it was totally our ecosystem. It was cool. I still remember my first post was we are hiring. And then we just got our friends, our family, we got everybody on board. And I think a lot of businesses start with that, right? Your friends and family. My other businesses started like that too. And then we have a product that people talk about and they love and they feel a part of it. And that's the biggest thing with the marketing of Full Tilt is they feel a part of the culture. We want everybody to come as they are. It's not about you don't have to be a certain size or look a certain way, be a certain gender. Nothing matters except when you walk in the door, you're welcome. And then people are part of that. We have diehards now. We have lifers.
Wow.
Yeah, totally.
And we're so proud of them.
Did you encourage people to tag your social handles, or how did that work? Was it pretty organic?
Not until later on.
Yeah.
Not until later on when we're like, oh, we should really do that.
Okay. So that was kind of an afterthought.
Yeah,
initially.
afterthought, rookie posting. And then, people feel part of it.
So you focused on the culture first, and then you moved into kind of like really diving deep on posting stuff online. So the culture was first, and then because it's interesting that you say we didn't really do anything influencer marketing wise, but I saw it as influencer marketing.
Yeah.
Because you hired people that were really not even really well known in the community, the Sarah Evans, when she started her own class, I was like, that was really smart, and it was
attention.
Yeah, it was really hacking attention. It was really utilizing social media well.
Yeah, that was a part of our strategy, and I brought that skill set from my other business.
Yeah.
The market, everyone comes with a network, right? And everyone, you want those people that light up the room. You want those people, and we try to attract those people, and we keep attracting rock stars. It keeps getting better and better, and they all have their own. We have 12 or 14 instructors. So if you can look at that in terms of a small local business, having all of those influencers, really unintentional, but kind of intentional, they bring their people.
They bring their tribe.
Yep.
Absolutely. And it's unique that, you and I were talking about this the other day about just this idea of influencer marketing and how, businesses can really scale their brand by, 3, 5, 10 years just simply by, with influencer marketing and utilizing people that will just allow them to take their business to the next level.
Yeah, it's a game changer. And we talked about the whole idea of content marketing and sort of documenting what you're doing. Like you have someone here documenting you doing this today. And we have Rob filming us on an audio podcast that's going to be leveraged.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
And you get so many leads off it. And it's a real soft sell. It's just telling your story. And you're the same ethos as us. It's just tell your story.
When you walked in with her today, I was like, Erin gets it. She gets it.
And I did. When I made the connection that's what she's here for, that is brilliant, because that is the future of marketing and the now. Realtors, auto salesmen, any career, you should have someone following you around and documenting what you're doing. A law firm. We met with a law firm yesterday, and they had hired a marketer. And that's the future of any firm should know to do that. And it works, right?
I want to see it. I want to see those law firms. I want to see those realtors. I love that stuff as a consumer.
You got it.
So, yeah.
So how did you, you have a very soft sell ethos toward branding and marketing. And was that always been embedded in you? Have you learned that?
I think
trait?
Especially when we talk about those influencers and who we bring with us and things like that, it's got to be people that you like, know, and trust. It's got to be beautiful, nice people. Code, you have that. I've known you for a long time. I'm so proud of you. You are one of those guys, and you too, Neil. I'm just getting to know you, but those special people. I think that over the years of my business, you can start to get really good at picking those people out. 100%. So that kind of is a skill set. Then I also had a lot of jobs that taught me. I have my background, I have a university degree in kinesiology, and then I became a teacher. But my most valuable job ever, well, I have a bunch, was I was the spray lady at Sears, when I was in high school. I think.
Throwback.
Oh yeah.
Is it Thursday?
Grade 11.
No, it's Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna launch this on Thursday. So I'm gonna say Throwback Thursday.
Dagger would love this episode.
Yeah, totally. That's too insider.
Okay.
No, but keep going.
So I was red-faced, super, super shy, and I got this job, paid really well. I worked for one of this Cool Water, the brand. And I was that person that was like, would you like a sample? So picture me as would you like a sample? Oh my God, I was shaking. A lot of people said no. And then really nice people were like, thanks, sweetheart. So that taught me, I'm still talking about that. Was
to be an extrovert.
That was 15, 20 years ago. And that job, along with waitressing, is such an incredible job.
Yeah.
I tell all the teenagers that I work with.
Teach you person. Yeah.
Being okay with people turning you down and saying no.
If people would ignore you when they walk by you, would you spray them?
No, I would go red. I think I cried the first 2 weeks on the job.
Electricity Rob would be like all over that. Like, you talk to that. But it does. So that taught you life skills. Was that pre-teaching then? And then by the time you're a teacher, you're like, I can do anything in front of students because I've been able to do this in front of all these adults.
Exactly. And that was on my journey too. If I can do this in front of students, hey, maybe I can do this in front of adults and like, let's go next level. And I'm still on that journey, you know, but those skills taught me so much, so much.
What grade did you, what grade did you?
I
taught
high school, so like biology, chemistry, and then I taught a business entrepreneur class, and that's when everything was like, whoa.
Was that the light bulb?
Oh yeah, that was like I had this culminating task where all these kids had to make a business, and they had to brand it, they had to market it. Back then it was different, but there was incredible businesses. I still want to reach back and be like, hey, did you do that? Because that would have thrived. So that was kind of the beginning and the end of that. Because
So how long did you teach and then decide that you wanted to go into entrepreneurship and you wanted to do your own path?
Yeah, so I taught for, I don't know, maybe 5 years.
In Peterborough?
With the PVNC board. I got a permanent job, which is awesome. Like a lot of people line up for those jobs, and it's a waiting process, and a lot of people can't get them. I was so blessed to get that. And I taught in Curtis for a while. Then I had my son Bo, and that really changed everything. And I wanted to create my own lifestyle, wanted to live a life by design, and I wanted to awaken the giant, the girl giant within me, and do my own thing.
A lot of people don't take chances in life, and they talk a big game, like they want to do something and they never do it. What do you tell people that are teetering on the edge of actually going for it in life? And a lot of people really they have a fear of failure, they have a fear of judgment by family, friends. It's a hard decision. And what do you tell people now in this day and age where with technology innovation, there is more possibility than ever to go for it?
Get around the right people. If you surround yourself by people like us, people that have made it, there's so many of us out here that want to help. Start asking them questions, start interviewing, start hearing their stories. I did not want to live for my pension. I didn't want to live day by day like that. And that is totally fine. Like there's so many people that do, and that's cool. But that was just for me. Start talking to the people that have found success. Success leaves clues. Every master was once a disaster. That's one of my favorite lines. Every master was once a disaster. David T.S. Wood. And go out and make mistakes, but surround yourself by the right people. Because if you don't, then you can fall into a hole, and you'll never be able to realize you might have been made for more.
One of the cool things that I love about you, Erin, is this idea of lady boss. And like this culture of women that you're really grooming the next generation with an entrepreneurship, and it's really prevalent that you're taking people under your wing to teach them how to do entrepreneurship and how to become an entrepreneur. What advice do you have for young women that want to get into entrepreneurship?
It's get a mentor. I'm starting to do coaching now. I had the best coaching session last week with a local girl that's opening up her new flower design shop, and I connect her with the right people. I know she's going to thrive. Reach out, get a mentor, get a coach. Do an online program. I'm starting to do those on my website, erinmarshallwellness.com. That would be my biggest advice. Come rejuvenate yourself around these types of group. Get in a mastermind.
Make the ask is what you're saying.
Make the ask. And I was that girl that couldn't do that.
Yeah.
And it took me till way later in life that I could.
So how did you find it within yourself in order to make the ask?
My network marketing was huge for me. So I didn't have pressure. I didn't have it's not one of those sales jobs that I have to, I get in and it's strictly commission or I die. I won't be able to feed my my kids. It didn't start like that for me. And I think that's kind of a smart thing too. Like if you go all in and if you don't have a backup, it can give you a bad taste in your mouth for things like that. So doing events through that was big because it's like, oh my gosh, that person actually wants to buy my product. Yeah. Holy crap. This might work. Yeah. And then it gets bigger and bigger and the confidence grows and you get around those amazing people that lift you up.
Yeah, you really are a product of the 5 people you hang around with. And did you have a moment in life when you have you always been positive? Like it seems like you are. You just have that disposition about you. And
I think sports has a lot to do with it. Yeah. I always played basketball. I'm friends with the same crew that all of them are like successful women, and it's kind of a miracle. A lot of us stayed in Peterborough. There's 5 of us, and we thrive off each other. We support. That was a big thing, and they're all my basketball girls.
Right.
So that's a pretty special thing. The sports.
You played varsity basketball, didn't you?
Yeah, I went to the States for a scholarship, then I came back.
Yeah.
But I think that ingrains something in you that not a lot, like nothing else. I want my daughter. My daughter's, she's in grade 2 now, and I'm bringing back Girls with Game basketball camp for 1 week. It's like a special week, and we're gonna focus on all of that team stuff.
So camaraderie,
like you guys have here.
Yeah,
you can feel
and
it.
competitiveness, because that's important. Like to really win at life, you have to compete. You have to have
there's no 5th place trophies, and that's one of the biggest things is that like. I think
there is these days.
Well, there is.
you get
there is,
ribbons.
but within the business world, there's this idea that like I can dabble, which is dabbling is good, but like at one point you have to make the decision to go all in and like actually do it for yourself and build a business and actually actually grow a business. Like there's no 5th place trophies.
And you
in
had that moment
entrepreneurship.
with us.
Yeah,
when you were working at Best Buy for years,
I
and
hit
we were
that
talking
time,
so long, or when are you going to leave? When you're like, I'm not ready, and then you just sort of had one week in this cathartic moment.
You have this moment like where you just realize that like a light bulb goes off, probably similar to you when you were doing your teaching. Maybe tell me about that. Like
was it in the middle of the
what
class
was that light bulb?
Like, I want out?
No, it had to do with my son. I still remember the moment dropping my son off at daycare. He's screaming. He's like 14 months or something.
Yeah.
And I had to get on the 115, and I couldn't. I had to leave him there. I'm like, this is not that moment when I'm crying on the highway. Like I have choice here. I have opportunity. I live in Canada. I can make a move. I don't have to live this certain way. I can make a pivot here. And just like you, like I built up my skill set. It wasn't, as much as we want to say, it wasn't overnight. It wasn't. So that moment, I still remember that moment. I don't remember what I had for lunch, but I remember that moment, and that was a light bulb.
I think it's a combination of many things. It's a combination of the fact that surround yourself with people who are inspired, excited, and grateful. Your 5 people, like your tribe per se. But the other element is like just the reality that like if you may fail and it may suck at times, but you can pick yourself up and you can do it again.
And you're building your skill set throughout that time to say, hey, if I fail at this, I know I'm not going to be out on the street because I have this skill and this skill and this skill, and people will want what I have.
People have your back.
Yeah,
if I lost everything tomorrow,
I
have the asset and the knowledge in my head to recreate it and do it again.
That's it. And brick and mortar businesses, like Full Tilt's a brick and mortar business, that is more of an all-in thing. And I had to build up that strength, that skill set, being like, oh God, what if it crashes? Wait, I'll be okay.
Totally.
Do you have a fear every morning? A lot of entrepreneurs sort of wake up with a fear of failure, and does that, if you do have that feeling ever, does that motivate you to push even harder?
Oh yeah. So we have our lows. I wouldn't be telling the truth if I didn't have my lows as an entrepreneur, and like, oh my gosh, maybe it would be different if I just had that certain type of secure job. But then I have those moments like yesterday where I got to take my grandma to get her surgery done. I was there. I was able to drive her to PRHC and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, that's driving me. That's going to push me because I want to be that person that's on that call list.
Because you wouldn't have been able to do that.
No, I would never have been able to do that.
Speaking of PRHC, so Erin is very involved in the community, and I love that about you. And what community looks like is giving back and giving. So you are part of Ambassadors at PRHC. Tell us about that, and tell us you're in 2nd annual Ambassadors campaign.
Yeah, I'm so proud. It's one of my proudest things now. I'm proud of a lot of things, but so my sister and I start with the PRHC Foundation, Rebecca. We founded that concept of Ambassadors in my kitchen like 2 years ago, I guess. And we were like, okay, they wanted us to do a commercial for them or, be spokespeople for them. And we're like, let's take this one step further. How can we network, and how can we, similar to Full Tilt instructors, right? You get your 12 people. How can we take powerful women in the community that we like, know, and trust, that light up a room, that want to do more, they're in business. Most of us are business owners. We work for profit, but for a cause as well. So I love that, for profit, for cause. So we decided to call it Ambassadors, the PHC Ambassadors, and we handpicked, 8 to 10 people. I still remember being nervous. I went around to these people with like a beautiful yellow rose and we're like, here's my pitch. Would you like to be a Mombassador?
I accept.
Yeah. And most of them had local businesses that I went into and all of them accepted. Thank
All
goodness.
of them. That's Peterborough.
Yeah.
100%. And she made the ask.
And we rallied hard for 6 weeks. And it was quick. It was like full tilt, right? A lot of things happen quick. A lot of good things happen quick. And you know it in your gut. You put your running shoes on and you go.
And you don't overthink it.
And you don't, it's simple.
Yep.
Yeah, it's simple. And so we did that in 6 weeks. They wanted to raise enough money, $35,000 for a fetal heart monitor, which saved my nephew Weston's life.
Wow.
Also my son's. So it's and a lot of people don't know that we're publicly funded, but a lot of the equipment is from private donors and from the foundation. I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Yeah. And the stats for PRHCs are really cool. So we're like $35,000. We're getting that damn thing and don't stop us. Speaking of
That's
competition,
the resilience, perseverance.
Whoa, that team was formed. Yeah. We picked people. Nobody was going to, it was all solution based people. Nobody was going to there's no drama. There's none of that. It was fierce. Yeah. And in 6 weeks we raised $35,000. It was less.
Let me ask you like a question, and this is why I'm curious. So, we talk about for profit, for cause. What was the marketing strategy behind Mombassadors? Where were you advertising?
The same way I advertise all of my businesses at full tilt. It was through the people.
Through people?
Through the people. And so
how were they, like, what was the medium?
Okay, so we didn't have a ton, and we're getting better at that. But we made a video. And my sister and I developed the video. I took it, I got the idea from another cool business that I loved. We got all those 12 people to be a part of it. So I saw your face, I saw your face, I saw your face.
It was awesome. I loved it.
Thank you. And we, my sister and I made the hashtag My Hospital, My Baby. So I feel a part of that culture, culture. All my business is culture. Yeah. You feel a part of that, connected to it, and that was it. We posted it.
Yeah. Posted where?
On Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Like, it works, man.
Yeah.
Like,
Nothing
we
else.
say it all the time. It's social media is the means to network, to build social media builds businesses.
Yeah. And it builds change and cause and fetal heart monitors. Now we're doing a ventilator this year. Our goal is $100K. On my vision board, PRHC Mombassadors are going to raise $1 million in the next 6 years. It's happening.
It builds and it's changing the rules of philanthropy, like Erin's saying, with branding and marketing in the social era. You approach it the same way you would for profit as nonprofit. And I think philanthropy is going through massive disruption right now because they can't necessarily follow the traditional rules of engagement anymore to get donors, big and small, right? So it's like a good social strategy on Instagram and Facebook. Last year I did the United Way. I was chair and it was telling the story. Thank you. And the plaid thing caught on, but it was really documenting the journey of what the United Way is doing in town. And I think that's what you did so well with Mombassadors too. Like the video was very powerful. The shareability on Facebook and Instagram, the hashtags, like it works. It's real.
And the tangible item, what ended up being really powerful, like having that fetal heart monitor, $35K, that tangible thing. People wanted to be a part of that too. Yeah,
really resonated with people.
Totally.
Yeah, and we had so we have a mom's night out. It's one night. Turned out to be crazy fun. Like it was cool.
Fun. You guys did it at
nightclub?
Yeah, we did it at Aria. We're doing it again at Aria. And oh my God, we announced, Sarah Evans announced it. The balloon drop. It was really
cool.
Special.
I remember it being documented online. Being like, this is cool.
Yeah,
it was a fun feeling.
We had grandmas in there. Like, can we do this once a month?
Yeah, I love it.
Where do you study this stuff, Erin? Like, this is our life, Cody and I. So we're like sponges with marketing and branding. Do you read books on it? Do you consume like Gary Vaynerchuk? Like, who do you follow online? Who would you recommend someone who's getting into this world to follow on, other than StudioPTBO on Instagram?
Yes, I do. I love following you guys. I'm just like
follow
you guys.
StudioPTBO.
I have people through my awesome thriving network marketing business that I follow and I love. Like Chris Harder is one of them. Kayla Kraft.
He's crushing it. Yeah.
Chris Harder's podcast, For the Love of Money. When good people make good money, they do great things and unapologetically. I love. I study from from influencers. I mean,
Great.
that might not
Yeah.
be the politically correct way, like it might not show up on my resume, but I love I love Gary Vee. I love Grant Cardone, which
Yeah,
more
he's
into the
crushing
real
it,
estate. Lori Harder, the Bliss Project. She inspires a lot of my work and future work and projects that I'm having coming through. So I'm influencers.
So you
Love 'em.
listen and observe.
Listen,
and stuff.
it's
Like, do you listen in the car to
it's like
podcasts?
candy.
It's like candy. Yeah.
It's not like work, right?
Yeah.
My kids are like, Mom, what are you listening to again? I wake up in the night. I think a lot of us have similarities. Entrepreneurs.
Yeah.
Like this is not work. This is fun.
Oh, I love it.
I used to watch.
We're wired the same. Yeah.
I used to watch The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
Like why? Like I
did too.
That was a part of
I
my.
still might once in a while.
yeah, sir,
for
like-
escapism.
You watch it every week,
I used,
PBR, right?
but when I was like the first start of me was, I obviously enjoy TV and stuff like that, but now I enjoy learning from other people just a little bit more. That's more exciting to me.
Nuggets. Yeah.
So
I'm picking up nuggets from her
So,
today.
Yeah, 100%. It's applicable.
Oh,
It's applicable to life. It's like it's interesting. Like like this happening right now. Like you're recording this. Like people are now going to have the ability to pick up those nuggets and have the ability to learn from you. Like which is amazing.
You taught me that code. Like
Yeah,
offer value, show value,
Yeah.
show value. You've been saying that for years, and
Yeah, you're the first person that's come on the show that's brought someone to document
yeah.
cool.
your own version of Electric City Rob, who
Yeah.
follows us around, our content marketer. A wonderful guy.
Well, I
but
think when
that's-
you look at like the big brands of who I'm trying to strive, the goal that I'm trying to get, everybody has a team around them, right?
Yeah.
So that's important.
Yeah, like Michelle Ferrari was in the studio
Yep.
today, and she brought in
Ryan.
her content marketing guy who was like it's just it may seem strange to people and narcissistic, but it's not. It's real
Yeah.
and it builds
Oh, I
brands and
never
it
even
shows you.
thought that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it inspires people. I
Yeah.
think so.
Totally. Well, Erin, I thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. Like, the amount of like knowledge and wisdom you downloaded to our audience today is amazing. Where can people find you if they're looking
Finding
for you?
Erin Marshall.
Yeah, finding Erin Marshall.
Change my website.
Yeah.
It's
Aaron
a
Mar-
sticky factor.
That's
That's a branding
That's actually
thing.
a really sticky marketing.
do
not
like it,
branding.
yeah.
Use the hashtag.
Yeah, I
Finding
should.
Finding Erin Marshall.
ErinMarshallWellness.com. I have all of my
Yeah.
stuff on there. I do a lot of stuff, like even my online courses. My all of my businesses are on there.
Awesome.
Locally, my Girls with Game basketball camp that's
Yeah.
just about to sell it. It's like a special project that's on there. PRH Team Ambassadors, and then you can follow me on Instagram at Erin M Marshall.
Most important question before we wrap up: Are the Raptors going to make it to the NBA Finals this year?
Not with Kyle Lowry.
Okay.
Are we gonna fight?
There
Are we
goes
gonna-
Kyle coming on our show.
Oh,
Yeah.
you didn't
Sorry.
say it?
No, I
there
know.
goes Kyle coming on her
Yeah.
podcast.
I know.
Kyle, you're going to make it.
Oh man, I don't know. Like I
was at
love
the game
them.
last night against Boston, and man, they looked like NBA champions. But you
Okay,
never know.
cool.
Like they're up and down.
I would
hit and miss.
love-
But
It was a good game last night.
I
It
would
was a
love
great
to
game.
see
I
that.
couldn't have picked the best game to not bring Cody May to. I'm sorry,
I
Cody.
hate you. Like,
I keep
like,
going to games
hey,
and not bringing
he
Cody.
tells me about these floor seats that he has that his dad used to get him, and he tells me that he's going to a game and like he like rubs it in all the time, but he never takes me.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, hold
You'll
on.
know when you made it when I take you.
Before we end, are we going to do we'll call it like marketing and sales or business?
Basketball.
We're doing a basketball league, maybe Thursday
Yeah.
afternoons. I'll rent
do
the
it.
gym and let's start a little.
I
I
would
ju-
love it.
We just need to know like where to do it. Like we just
Yeah,
need
we're
to.
trying
Yeah,
to
I
get
got
a- we're
I
trying
got
to get a-
contacts. I'll get a gym.
Let's
Okay.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Totally. Like I know Pete Dalladay said he's interested.
It's on.
Tons of
Matt
people.
D'Agostini,
Yeah,
Oh my
Matt-
God,
Pat
Michael,
McCauley.
Mike
Pat
D'Alessandro.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Paul Bennett. We're calling you guys.
We're calling you
Bring
out.
it.
We're gonna make
I'm
sure
in.
we tag
We'll
you
get Rob
in
to film
the
it.
video below. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Unless Rob wants to play. But thank you so much, Erin.
guys
for
are going
coming.
down.
Yeah. I love the competition already, but you don't stand a
it.
chance.
Bring it.
He was nicknamed the legend back in high school.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'm a
let's
baller.
see.
I'm a
Baller
left-handed point guard.
Oh,
You can't.
that's
Yeah, sorry.
pretty good. That's-
Everyone goes
let's
for
see.
the fake right,
Fake
and I
right,
go
go
left.
left. Yeah.
Okay, let's bring it.
Well, thank you for tuning into the Studio PTBO podcast. We will see you soon.